Hey, sweetheart. How are you? So I'm back in the business of making videos. I even got Broly down there. Hi, Broly. He's grumpy. He wanted to go for a walk, but we went for a walk and it's like 90 degrees. Oh, now you're looking up. Like, what's up? um, but I'm back in the business of creating videos for you, something to leave behind for you. Like I used to do. Last time I did this was, man, it's like a year and a half ago, probably coming up on 2 years. It was back when I was actually in my gym in Dickinson, and how my life has just went up and down, and now I'm at a very stable spot in my life, and I'm loving it. I loved it. I love the gym. I think the gym was great, but this is where I'm supposed to be. I'm supposed to be here in Fargo. I'm supposed to be closer to you, and that was the whole point of me getting back to Fargo, so I was closer to you. But like, another question would be like, why am I doing this again? Besides leaving this for you, a lot of people were asking me about it. I bet, like I said, it's been like a year and a half, 2 years since I've done a video, and I swear every month someone mentions my podcast, even though it's just YouTube these days, but, they say something, they say they like the way I think. I did a podcast with a gal. Her podcast name was T-Talks, and she said she enjoyed it. She said she loved the idea of leaving videos out there for you. And so it was like all the people that kind of just like, hey, Matthew, like, why aren't you doing this anymore? And I was like, oh, I don't really have a good reason I'm not doing it anymore. So here I am. Another reason is I have all the equipment. I got the mic, I got the audio recorder, I got the video recorder. And honestly, this is my third take because I screwed up on the audio the first time. There was no audio at all. Second time, I didn't save it. So I was like, this is the third time. Even the last video, I was like, hopefully I don't do it a third time. Well, I am doing it a third time. So this topic, today we're going to kind of talk about being a mentor or being a role model to people. Because no matter what in life, no matter who you are, you have somebody that looks up to you. There's somebody. I think it would be a very rare case in this world where you don't have at least one person that you don't even realize looks up to you. And so at work, I'm back on the drilling rigs and stuff like that, which I absolutely love. I love the hard work. I like working outside, cold, wind, rain and shine, whatever. But I enjoy it. I like my time off. But my driller, he definitely likes to get on, we're definitely homies, but he started doing this saying, WWMD, and it's what would Marsh do? And it comes from WWJD, what would Jesus do? And this guy even got bracelets made, and I gave you one because I told you about the story, but I just want to reevaluate like how important it is, like how it makes me feel. So WWMD, what would Marsh do? What would Matthew do? I guess you would have to look at it as WWDD, what would Dad do? But it's not the saying that gets me. It's the, okay, even if this is a joke, there are new kids, new adult men on the rig that hear this and they're like, oh, well, Matthew's kind of important. I should probably listen to him, blah this, blah this. So it puts me in a mentor, role model situation no matter what. And even though I'm experienced out there, I do have over 12 years, 13 years coming up now out there. So I'm going to be looking up anyways. And like I said, like being a mentor, most people don't even realize how much people look up to them, especially parents. Like parents need to realize like everything you do, your kids soak up as a young talker or as an adult, even. Like, I even look at my parents and I look at what they do because I still look up them for advice. You don't ever really stop growing up. You always need someone to look up to. And sometimes if you don't have that person, you find it in videos or books or, celebrities or whatever. So you got to really pick and choose who you want to look up to. And honestly, I guess if I would have to pick a celebrity that I would look up to, it'd be Connor Reeves. You probably don't know who he is, but the guy's just, I definitely have a dude crush on him. But what is it to be a mentor? Well, or let's say a role model, that's probably a better word for just in general. To be a role model, you need to understand that you might even not know you're a role model. You might not know people are looking up to you or watching your actions or think you're so cool that no matter what you do, they're going to people are gonna, copy you or do the same things or, dress the same way as you. And I know speaking with you, you want to be something of a motivational speaker and you want to help people out, which is awesome. Like, I think it's just wonderful because it is a very selfless thing that you want to do. And that's a very rare quality in human beings these days. But okay, so I really do look at how I act. I definitely try to be the best I can be, especially around people, because I don't want to leave the wrong, let's say, fingerprint on someone's idea of me. I don't want to cause wrinkles, because you know what? The people that say they don't care, well, you know what? That's not cool. It's just not. I do want to leave the good idea of being a good person. So I definitely strive. And it's not easy being a good person all the time. You literally have to try all the time to do good, especially when people aren't even watching. How I act when I'm home and when I'm with you should relatively be the same. Like, I should not have to change just because I'm around a child. I should not have to change just because I'm around my parents or my brother or just out in public. I should just be me all the time. It's the people out there that have different personalities, basically, when they go from home to work to out and about. Like, I feel like a lot of people's personalities change because they just change for the situation they're in or the environment they're in. And I think that is not good. Like, you should just be you all the time. It shouldn't matter who you're around. You should always be you. But back to being a role model. So at work, we got this new kid. He's not really a kid, but he's a kid to me because I'm 38, almost 39. And this kid, a young man will say is 23, 24, I believe, maybe 21. I'm not really sure. But I could not stand him. I just couldn't stand him. I was even talking to my boss. My boss was like, "You ain't that bad, Matthew." And I'm like, "I know, but there's something about him I just don't like. I just don't like him." And I couldn't figure it out. So what I ended up doing, like, he always bugged me every time he came around. Like, this is the way he presented himself, the way he talked, and, very childish or very goofy, we'll say, he wanted to be the funny guy. So what I ended up doing was I took everything I didn't like about him. I said, okay, I'm just going to brush all this stuff to the side. I want to see what this kid's about. I brushed it off to the side. And I started helping him out and talking to him. And when he did something silly or whatever, I just kind of just ignore it. Like, I wouldn't even respond to it because I didn't like it. And after, like, let's say 5 days of me, doing this and I like not getting on his case for being, the silly guy, and just ignoring the silliness and kind of complimenting the good things he was doing and letting him know that, hey, you're new and have a little bit of experience. And we got a new guy that's never seen a drilling rig. I'm like, hey, like, whatever your bad habits are going to be his bad habits. Whatever your good habits are going to be his good habits. You definitely have to be a leader in this situation. He goes, well, I don't want to be a leader. I'm like, well, tough dude. This is a job. You got to do it. And he's like, okay. So about after a week, I swear his whole demeanor, the way he presented himself went from a 180. He went from the silly guy, and he still has a silliness, to, okay, let's do this. And he's constantly was busy doing stuff, didn't always say the silly stuff, but he's still a silly guy. But like, my perspective of him went from down here to way up here. Like, I was really impressed. And I don't know if it would have happened if I didn't change my perspective on how I treated him. So instead of, getting on his case, just tell him to knock it off and just start ignoring, the bad stuff that I didn't like about him. I shouldn't say it's bad, but the stuff I found bad, and it's promoting the good stuff. It's like, oh man, this dude's cool. Like, he's still a goofy kid, goofy young adult, but the dude's cool. Like, I like this. Cool. And I'm kind of excited to go back to work and see what this kid's all about. So then, so I really had to look into myself and be like, okay, like, how can I change? Because I think me personally, I think I was making the situation worse than making it better by having a bad attitude about him. So yeah, that's kind of the gist of it. So being a mentor, you really got to think about how you act, how you talk, what words you say, and I learned a big lesson on how to just deal with stuff I don't like. Like, I'm a pretty happy-go-lucky guy, and I like to have fun, but I still get my stuff done. But at the end of the day, like, people look up to me, and people sadly, I shouldn't say sadly, it's one of those things. I got to take it how it is. Like, people look up to me. Like, I'm not as much as at home, because I don't hang out with a lot of people. I just go to the gym and do jiu-jitsu and hang out with Broly. Oh, he's sleeping. But yeah, so there's an aspect of that. So whenever you're in that situation and you're with somebody that you're just like I don't know what to do about this, just take a step back. Take all the things you have a hard time with that person, just push them aside and just focus on the good things and see what happens. And I know you can, because I think you're a smart, lovely young lady, and I think you're just naturally a good person, and I'm so proud of you, and the most proud, and I'm excited to see you again, like always. But so that's the episode. That's it. 10 minutes, 11 minutes, whatever. I was actually really nervous to do this. Like I said, this is my third take, so hopefully I don't have to do a fourth one. Hopefully, if I have to, I have to. It's no big deal. I'm just learning how to do all this again, how to speak again. And but the funny thing is, every time I do one of them, like at the first episode, the first thing I did was not good, and this fourth one, was it fourth or third? It has to be my third one. I feel like it's went a lot better, and I spoke a little bit better. So be patient. Nothing has to be perfect. I'm excited to see you. And tell everybody that wanted to hear my voice again, cool. Thank you. I definitely appreciate it, because it really kind of put that spark and that motivation into me to do this again. I guess I should say like and subscribe if you want to. I guess if you want to keep hearing my good vibes I'm trying to put out into the world, like and subscribe. I don't care if you comment or anything like that. I really don't look at that stuff. But then it'll notify you that, hey, Matthew put out another video. Let's check it out. But I appreciate you, sweetheart. I love you. And until the next time. Peace.